Well, hello there and welcome to the channel, and in this video we are looking back over a video we did earlier, which was the exotic garden jobs for September, and this is the follow-up. This is the update. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look around, see what jobs that I needed to do, see what I did, see if any I've forgotten. And actually there was one other job that I wanted to do but couldn't do, but I have filmed a little bit about how to do it. So without further ado, because I know we are all very busy, let's get on with it. Let's check out those first jobs. Now, I don't know about you, but I like to have a nice lawn. I don't want to see weeds in it, I don't want to see patches in it, I don't want any moss in it because it affects the cutting. I like it looking nice, green and even. And you might say, Simon, nice lawns aren't very environmental. Well, you can argue that point, but to be honest with you, if you don't want a nice lawn, you don't have to have one. But I would like to have one. And one of the jobs that I really wanted to do was put down my seasonal lawn feed and weed and moss killer. And when I say seasonal, it is because the application time for the northern hemisphere is between April and September, and it is September now. So this month is your last month according to the instructions that you can put down your application of lawn feed and weed. But I haven't done it, and I'll tell you why. It's his fault. Now, I don't know if you can see in there, but in there is a new acquisition. That's a tortoise that some poor old fella got too old to look after, and then my wife got a phone call saying, "Ooh, can you bring home this lovely thing?" And she said, yeah, of course I will. I'll look after it. I don't need to ask no one's opinion. So she just went out and got it, and now we have it. And I had nothing to say about it. Anyway, that's married life. What can you do about it? And the thing is this, tortoises, they like to eat clover on the lawns. And and this new guy's called Timmy, because Timmy's on the lawn and likes to eat clover, as do the other tortoises that we have. We do seem to have more and more. Not my doing. She wasn't happy with me putting down the lawn feed and weed application, and to be fair, I haven't got a big problem with that. So I have sacrificed my lovely lawn for the sake of the tortoise's diet and health. So for this year, probably for all other years, I'm going to have a shocking lawn. That doesn't mean that you have to. If you do not want to have clover, moss, gaps, yellow grass in your lawns, then put down your lawn feed and weed application. You may think I'm being unnecessarily nerdy about my lawns, but that's how I like it, and that's how I usually do it. This year, no, let me show you, because we've got stacks of weeds in the lawn. There, some bellies there, and whatever that's supposed to be. Okay, one of the early jobs we originally spoke about was the importance of watering your haying basket still, because, to be honest with you, although it's quite cold when we first filmed that video, it suddenly got very, very hot, and it still is very, very warm, especially in the evening. So watering technically should still be quite an important task on your list of jobs for the day. Although for the last few days we've just had nothing but storms and downpours, and thank God the wind has stopped, because that was causing me a lot of problems. But so we don't need to look any more at the other hanging baskets, because at the moment watering has been absolutely fine with them. Let me show you. But there was a thing. Let me show you the thing. It's that, my Cactus acumanii. Now, in videos going back a few months, we mentioned about Walter, my massive, doesn't look very healthy, my massive scouting set that's kind of just sat there, moved around a bit, hasn't done anything, hasn't made any babies, doesn't seem to be doing any real damage to the plant. But while I was looking at this, I then noticed, now where was it? Look, it's trying to put out another flower. What the flip? That doesn't normally flower till about June. Well, it's already flowered. It had a massive load of flowers this year. I thought that was it. And then this popped up. And you know what? Today, I looked at this a bit closer. And now this. More flower buds. What the flip? The trouble is, day lengths are getting shorter. Temperatures will be getting colder. We still do have some heat at the peak of the day, but it does get quite cool in the mornings. But like I say, last few days it's actually been really mild in the evenings. But the problem is that it's all going to be dropping off, and it is unlikely that those blooms will actually come to fruition. So we'll see. But it's the first time I've had those Dicactus produce blooms at this time of year. But if you've had that or had some double flowering on these Dicactus, let us know. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say on that. You know, the other thing was pest and disease. We have had a lot of pest and disease. We do seem to have control over it. We haven't had any more real outbreaks since we last spoke about it. I'll show you. I'll go around and I'll show you what happened. Box tree caterpillar from the box tree caterpillar moth did actually cause a fair bit of damage, as you can see on here. But we seem to have managed to clear that up, and we've got a new load of growth coming through. So all that needs to happen now is just get trimmed. But that does seem to be dealt with for the year, and I haven't seen any of the actual moths flying around, so hopefully that is it for this year. We had problems with red spider mite. This is the characteristic like damage that they do. They take off the surface of the leaf. You don't really see these on the leaf surfaces during the day, but you know, quite often they'll be underneath. Hopefully there isn't any. Oh, do you know what? Not sure. But we have sprayed these, took them out of the greenhouse because it did look like we had a small infestation on the tomato plants. But tomato plants, Brugmansia, it's the same family, Solanaceae family, although they seem to prefer feeding off of these because there's very little damage on the tomato plants. But I'm not going to spray the tomato plants because we eat the tomatoes off the tomato plants. So when I sprayed for these, and it killed off the two spotted spider mite that was on these, once the chemical that's actually in the plant kind of dissipates and there's no more toxin in it, then all they do, they just go whatever's left on the tomato plant, they go on holiday to these and they start up again. But I'm hoping, it does look like the new leaf coming through, there's no further damage, so with a bit of luck that's been dealt with on these. There is another pest problem that you need to keep your eye open for at this time of year, and that is the fuchsia gall mite. Now, I don't have any fuchsia gall mite on the fuchsias we have in this garden, but I am seeing it around in other people's gardens. You can try spraying through it with an insecticide. The old what's it called, Bug Clear 2 Ultra does seem to be doing quite a good job on mites at the moment, until of course they get a resistance to it, and then you've got nothing that will affect it. But for now, that's worth trying. But for me, I don't have it in the garden at the moment, but you know, time will tell. It normally turns up at some point. I'm still having a dead head every couple of days. I only did this yesterday, and there's still another one that's just gone over. There you go. I did that before. There you go. But even though that one has, I forgot that one, I've still got a lot of blooms. I still have a lot of bud waiting to break out. So, and like I've said in previous videos, you keep on top of this deadheading, and plants like dahlias, they'll just keep on flowering really until the first frost. So it's September now. I expect these to go for another 6 weeks, but you know, with the cooler temperatures, lower light levels, the whole growth will slow down, and they will start to struggle to open up these smaller buds. But anything that's a decent size, that will open, and it will get some nice effect. The same goes with these African marigolds, which aren't from Africa, of course, but keep these deadheaded, and these have been flowering their socks off for about 3 months now. They've done a really good job. It's the first time I've grown these from seed. I did do a video for it. I can put the link in the description, and I can put a thumbnail there. Don't click on the thumbnail because that doesn't work. YouTube doesn't allow it. You need to click on the description. Don't look now. No, wait till the end. So I've stopped putting down any more fertilizer. The only plants that are getting fertilized now are the tree ferns, because well, I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to do a video on this shortly. We'll have already started it, but I need to finish it. So I'm going to be talking about how to overwinter your tree ferns, and that does include sun feeding. Everything else, no, apart from any kind of indoor plants that I've got outside that I will be bringing in, which I'm trying to encourage some more growth on. But with regards to any hardy plants outside, anything that's going to be staying outside, I've stopped feeding altogether. So that was one on the list, and it's just no point, because all you're going to do is produce weak soft growth, and that weak soft growth, firstly, it will be completely knocked back in the first frost. There's no point trying to produce it, and aside from that, it makes it very open to infection from pests and diseases, so just don't do it. So I've stopped, you should stop. So apart from the daily ritual of picking up apple trees that have fallen off the apple tree and despairing at the damage it's caused by bombing all the plants below, that's kind of it. That's kind of it for the jobs that I meant to do for this month. But the trouble is, looking around, I can see there are going to be a lot of jobs to do, a lot of work to be done in tidying that, and plus give it another 6 weeks, we're going to be looking at putting in winter protection and rain protection on some of these plants. So you could call this a lull in the storm where we haven't had too much to do, but that's just going to pick up. And I don't mind doing it, because with those jobs, once you've done it, it's done until the following year. So that's nice to get those finished. Anyway, if there's any jobs that you think that I've missed, or any seasonal jobs for this time of year that you feel other people should be doing, or what you're doing, then put those in the comments. We'd love to hear from you, and it's a great way of getting that information out to our other viewers. Anyway, before I go, just one last thing to say. It's a message from me. You know it goes. You know it goes. Seen it enough times. Right, now, just before you go, if you want to see more content, more behind the scenes stuff, and images that I've taken of some weird freaky plants over the years, then you're in luck, because we've created an Instagram page. So you can find the link in our description, you can find the link on our main page, and if I'm clever enough, I might be able to get a link somewhere up there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more YouTube stuff, then check out this video here. That's quite a good one. And if it doesn't float your boat, then another one right there. And enjoy these while I still got the strength, imagination and aptitude to make them. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.